Hey everyone, this is day 4 of the branding training that I'm doing, so I hope you've all enjoyed 1, 2 and 3, and I'm going to do it live here on Periscope. And let's just flip the screen, and thanks for joining my Facebook group and interact. And hi to everybody who's joining. So if you see any trolls when you're watching, you can help me block them as well. So if you see a dodgy comment come up, click on the name and block that person for me, please, if you can help me, because I can't really do it here while I am giving you content. So yeah, I hope you've really enjoyed days 1, 2, 3, and we're on day 4, so we only have one more day to go. And I've had 200 people sign up from all over the world, Europe, Canada, South Africa. So it's quite exciting, the technology that's available to us as business owners these days. So time to embrace it and get yourself on all the platforms that you can. So creating your brand, this is day 4, and we're going to get a little bit more into the technical nitty-gritty stuff. So just help me to block any trolls. If you see any trolls come on, just click on their name and block them. So we've done day 1, we covered kind of getting clear on what you're offering and your message, you know, what your packages are, who your target market is, all that kind of good stuff. And you cannot create your brand before you're really, really clear on that, because if you're not clear on that stuff, it's going to show in your copy and in your website and, you know, the pictures that you create for your brand and everything. It's all got to do with who your target market is, what are you selling, what are your packages, what is your price point, so what kind of market are you going after. So we've covered all of that. Yesterday we got into a little bit more of the actual physical brand and creating that. You can actually now watch all the replays on Periscope. They don't disappear after 24 hours. So they're all here if you want to follow me and just go back and watch those. Otherwise, I have the Facebook group for women entrepreneurs called Build Your Brand Online. So today we're going to go, so now that we've done days 1 to 3, day 4 is about the website. So this is like getting more technical now, like actually creating the website, which is, like I said, the last piece of the puzzle. So find websites that you really like. So I get my clients, I'm a business coach, and like this is a 3-month, 4-month process usually that we go through with my coaching clients. They can already start working with clients. You know, I work with a lot of photographers, wedding industry creatives. I also work with people who are adding, say, workshops, coaching or mentoring to their offering. So often it's like people over the age of 30 that I work with who've got a good, you know, 10 years or whatever experience behind them, if not more, and then they're looking to add an extra kind of bit of income to their business. So find websites that you love and write down why you like those sites. So do your research, start to notice the sites that you like, screenshot them, keep them in a folder, keep the links, and write down why you like the site. So maybe it's you know, it could be to do with the brand, the look and feel, or the usability of the site and all that kind of thing. Write down why you've picked those sites. Then the next thing to do is to find a theme. So I highly recommend WordPress. WordPress is 100% the best thing for SEO. You do get things like Wix and Squarespace, but in my experience, they just don't come up in Google searches. And you know, I've had people who've moved from WordPress to Squarespace or Wix, and then they just drop off of Google. So if you want your site coming up in the top of Google searches, which this works really well in the wedding industry. So we used to have a photography business in the UK, and we photographed weddings all over the world, and the way people primarily found us was through Google searches and our website coming to the top of Google. So that's something that I help my clients with as well, is making sure your site is actually coming up at the top of the searches to give you the best chance for the clients to find you. And then what's great is once you've been to a location, so if you want to shoot destination weddings like we did, once you come up for, or you do a wedding in a specific location, you can make sure that you come up for that, for those searches. So that's why the SEO is so important. especially for the wedding industry. It works very, very well. Or coming up for searches for wedding venues, like if we used to shoot at Claridge's, the Savoy, you know, that was the level of weddings we were doing in the UK. When we left the UK, we were billing £5,000 to £6,000 a wedding. So it's about, you know, leveraging. If you do something in a specific place, maybe, like, just to give another example, if maybe you're a coach and you want to do workshops for women and you want to go to Marrakesh, and if you do one, then you might come up for searches around that. That's why blogging is important. So WordPress is hands down the best platform. It's great for SEO. So it doesn't have to be complicated. You can have a coder, you know, hand code it from the bottom up. I don't recommend doing that anymore. Some of the kind of hardcore web developer coders are not going to like that, but for me as a user, and I'm quite tech savvy, I like a WordPress site that's got some kind of a page editor or page builder built into it, so that I can, once I've created the web or had the website created together with the web developer, I can update it easily, because you don't have to go back to the developer every time you want to make a little copy change or swap an image out. So as some kind of a page builder. Now the way the sites are going these days, you've got to be up to date with the trends. First of all, your site has got to be mobile responsive. If it's not mobile responsive, that means it's not adjusting to iPad and iPhone and all sorts of different screens. Google is now penalizing you. They brought this in last year in April, and any sites that are not mobile responsive, you're being pushed down the Google results because they don't want those coming up. Everything's going mobile. Like when I run Facebook ads, I can see the people who've clicked on the Facebook ad who are on a phone versus the people who are on a desktop, and the split is around 80%. So 80% of the people who see my Facebook ads click on that, click on the opt-in page, and will go through my funnel are on the phone. So, you know, it's the way things are going these days. I read a stat the other day that said 80% of all of what we consume online by 2019 is going to be video. So that's something to think about for your branding as well. On your website, having, you know, beautifully branded video that tells people what you do, it helps people connect. So on these kind of really nice scrolling WordPress themes, they're sometimes called parallax, where the images move a bit. All that stuff, you don't have to have the images moving too much. You can actually tell it how much to move or how much not to move, or you can have certain images where it moves and some that don't. So if you want to see a really nice parallax site, my site is Segerius-Bruce That's my surname. Segerius-Bruce Coaching. That's done as a parallax site, and all the sites that I'm doing with my clients, it's the one I'm recommending that they do, and then we work with my developer and we create the site for you as well. So I do the business coaching, and I've got a really, really special offer as well for anyone who signs up for my business coaching, who's watched the 5-day branding training, and I'll tell you about that in a little bit. It's an amazing bonus. Okay, so if you look at people like Apple, you can see that they are going through these scrolling sites where, you know, you've got the big images and then you've got lots of white space and copy, calls to action, like, you know, places to buy or places to contact you or places to book a Skype call, things like that. Calls to action on the homepage. You cannot have a static website anymore. You know, just the menu at the top and a picture here, and then you click on the menu. That is so old school now. It's time to move on. I know these scrolling sites take a while to get used to, but they grow on you, and now anything that's not that kind of style just looks really out of date, in my opinion, and in a lot of people's opinion as well. So you've got to look at the industry leaders, people like Apple, people like even Barclays. When Barclays in the UK, which is my bank in the UK, when they changed to a scrolling site, I was like, right, even the banks are changing, you know, to scrolling sites. This is the way that they're going. So on your website as well, you need to make sure you've got these calls to action, and then also a way that people can opt in to your newsletter. So your website should be built for conversions. What does that mean? People either contact you to work with you, or they sign up for your newsletter, where you can then keep in contact with them on a weekly basis and send them your news and what you're doing, something inspiring, something interesting, and then also you've got those people who are interested in working with you, so that when you have some kind of an offer, you can send it to them, because they may or may not see your social media posts. So building your email list is really, really important. And on your website, you could have a little pop-up. If you don't feel comfortable with a pop-up, that's fine. You can even time it that the pop-up comes up once the person's been on your site for, say, 30 seconds or a minute. So once they've been on there a while, then it pops up. Because when you come to a site straight away and it pops up with an opt-in box, it can be a little bit annoying. So once they've got to know you a little bit, then you can have that. So other ways to optimize are having some kind of a free training or free PDF or something through the scrolling site. You'll see on mine, on Segerius-Bruce I've got those opt-ins, so people, I did a 5-day Master Your Marketing training, and they get all the 5-day videos if they want to, learn from me and get to know me a little bit better. And then they're on my email list. So a good place to put these opt-ins as well is on your blog page, on the sidebar, have one there, and then also at the bottom of your blog post you can have it there. And you can introduce calls to action like that in your copy of your blog post as well. So you can blog about something, and then, if they want to download a PDF all about what you've spoken about, then they can put in their name and email and get the PDF, so that they've got like something tangible if they enjoyed the copy and they enjoyed the content you wrote on your blog post. And wedding photographers are doing this as well. This is not just for like coaches and that. So some wedding photographers I see also are like optimizing their blogs for Pinterest, and use a nice big tall image with your logo on it, and have the headline of the blog post, and you put that in your blog post, and then you can pin from that. So that then goes onto Pinterest, and that drives the traffic to your blog. So there's all these ways that we can drive traffic and make our websites work for us and convert, and not just be a static thing. So all the training that we did in the last 4 days, watch those videos back as well. This is just the technical nitty-gritty. I don't recommend starting here. You've got to do that background work. And I highly recommend working with a coach and working with somebody, a mentor, somebody who can help you, like flesh out the ideas, use worksheets, ask questions, do the difficult work, or do the silly questions that seem stupid at the time, that you aren't, why are you even asking me this? And you'll be surprised what comes out of that and what beautiful copy you can create. Because copywriting and writing about yourself is not that easy. Writing for another company or about a product, that's a bit easier. Writing about yourself is always a little bit more difficult, and I get that a lot from my clients. Even people who are experienced in copywriting, been copywriting for companies for years, when it comes to themselves, it's a totally different story. It's you being visible and being out there, and what are you going to share, and what are people going to connect with, and what's interesting, what makes you, why are you the one that they're going to work with, and what's your background, position yourself as the expert. So that is everything about the kind of technical nitty-gritty stuff. So do you have any questions for me? You can always join Build Your Brand Online, which is my Facebook group online. I think we've had a good connection again here today. I haven't seen Periscope going in and out, which is great. If you enjoyed this, you can share this with your followers. If you click the little Periscope dude and then you share it with your followers, you can do that in a replay or during the live. You can also leave hearts during the replay, which is nice to know. And yeah, so I have my 4-month coaching package. I've already had 4 discovery calls in the last week and a half. If you're interested in working with me as a coach, you can sign up for a free discovery call. So what this is we chat for about half an hour, sometimes a little bit more, and coaching is a symbiotic relationship. So you need to see if I'm the right coach for you, and if you're the right client for me. I don't work with people who I don't think that I can help, because that would just be pointless. So the thing with coaching is it's helping that person transform their business, their life. I'm a mom. I only work from 8 till 2. This morning I had my yoga class. I'm doing kind of daily mindset work. So there's all this kind of stuff that I work with on my clients. But my main thing is marketing and branding. That's what I love. That's my experience. I've got 16 years experience. I had my own business for 8 years. And then I also worked in top ad agencies in London. And I was a retoucher for Mario Testino for many years. For about 5 years on and off freelancing. I worked at the Body Shop and in the head office, not in the shop. And so I bring all of that, and all that information is on my coaching site. So please have a good read through that. Have a look. My 4-month coaching package is $4,500. I do have an exceptional bonus. Now, I know what it's like to invest with a coach. I invested last year over $10,000 in coaching and training, and I'm continuing to do that this year. And everything I learn, I bring to my clients as well. It's a non-negotiable for me to have somebody to hold me accountable, somebody who's a few steps ahead of me in the game, and I actually have a coaching call with my coach just after this, which is awesome. So we're very high touch, we chat a lot. So my 4-month coaching package is $4,500. As a bonus, anybody who signs up by the 17th of June, which is next Friday, so you have time to book in your discovery call, chat with me. I've already had 4 calls this last week and a half. So if any of you are still thinking about it, this bonus is you get your website development included. So the web developer who's on my team, who created my site, we worked on the web development of a couple of other sites. I can also show you those if you want to see them. So just PM me about that. So anybody who signs up for my 4-month coaching package gets their website development included. Now, I'm based in South Africa. In the States and the UK, you'll be paying that price just for the web development. Never mind getting 4 months of coaching as well. So it's a really, really amazing bonus. I've never offered this bonus ever before. You can ask my coaching clients about that. I only have 4 spaces available for that because obviously this is time consuming. I do have my social media marketing business which I run. I don't just coach. It is 1:30 in the afternoon in South Africa. So I don't just have the coaching business. My husband is doing the photography, so we are marketing and running a photography business still. I have the social media marketing business with 2 ladies who work with me. So I also help my clients figuring out when is it time to outsource? What are you ready to up level and get more support in your life? Because I don't want you to end up working 12, 18-hour days happen. So if you're interested, book a discovery call with me. Let's have a chat. It's informal. There's no strings attached. If you're serious about finding out about coaching with me, and you get your website included if you book by Friday the 17th. So any questions about any of the WordPress stuff, the technical stuff, put it in Build Your Brand Online and I'll answer your questions in there. And thank you for all the new people who've joined the group and all the interaction I've had this week. It's been pretty awesome. So I'll catch you in